Let's go with Wilbur from Nashville, Tennessee. Love your work. Love you, Wilbur.
First of all, great city. Second of all, great name.
Oh, love it. You folks really put out some good information. My wife and I are 65 this year. She is retired, and I plan to retire in September. We will both be on Medicare after retirement. We will have no pension and other income from outside our investments until we both start Social Security at age 70. Okay, so that's 5 years.
Yep.
We have been contributing to Roth accounts since they came into existence and have been doing Roth conversions up to just below the IRMAA limits 2 years ago. Our current Roth accounts are $826,000, 75% dividend producing equity funds, 25% cash and CDs. Our remaining IRA balances are $1 million or 1,041,000.
We got the cents too.
Yeah,
98 cents.
With 60% dividend producing equities and 40% cash. We avoided bonds due to anticipating rising interest rates starting 3 years ago, and then we purchased 3% 5-year CDs from our credit union. Our thought was to prepare for this market downturn with the cash and CD bucket being able to carry us for 5 to 10 years. If I supplemented by approximately $36,000 per year in dividends. We own our house in Memphis, Tennessee. I think he's Memphis or Nashville. Danny.
Huh. He said in his email that he was from Nashville, and then he says that he's got a house in Memphis.
Okay. We own our house in Memphis, Tennessee, and have a beach rental, North Carolina.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, very nice. That carries itself financially with some left over that has never exceeded the amount of depreciation. We own both houses and our cars with no loans and have no debt. My primary concern is what? I mean, what concern can Wilbur have?
There's no concern.
He seems like he's living the life. He's got $1 million in Roth. He's got $1 million in his retirement accounts.
It's like this is like a case design on what to do.
It's like, he timed the market. He knew bonds were going to blow up, so he got CDs. He's got a beautiful house in Memphis, and then he goes to the little beach in North Carolina.
Yeah, which makes money. So all good. What is the primary concern?
To try to, at the very least, avoid IRMAA. That's why he's living the life, because he's afraid to spend another 50 cents on his health insurance.
To have to pay more to Medicare.
And at the very best, avoid slipping into adverse tax situations due to future RMDs. I am sure we are missing something, and welcome your thoughts on what we should watch out for in potential gotchas out there. All right. Very good. I'm glad you wrote in, Wilbur, because he realizes, he's like, you know what? I don't want to pay another dime to Medicare.
Right.
Because it's based on a progressive schedule of your income. And if you do Roth conversions, it potentially is going to put you in a higher tax bracket because you're prepaying the tax to get, a tax benefit later. But IRMAA is going to look at that, or Mama IRMAA, Medicare, is going to say, hey, your income is X, so that means your Medicare premium is Y.
Right. And so is this, so it's around 182,000 is your modified adjusted gross income for a joint filer. If you keep your income below that, then you don't have to you don't have to pay that $170, or no, actually you do pay the $170 premium, but it doesn't go up to $238. So Wilbur, I will tell you this, it's a $50 difference times 12 months. I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's actually a lot more important to figure out, should you do more Roth conversions or not? You got roughly 7 years before your RMDs. So to me, that's the bigger question.
Right. And I think that's what he's figuring out. It's like, okay, well, here, I want to keep below that so I don't increase my Medicare premium. But is he tripping over, right?
That's
dollars to pick up pennies.
$600 difference. I get it. No one wants to pay what they don't have to pay, but I think you will save more getting more money into a Roth than you will trying to figure out Medicare.
Right, because it sounds to me that what they spend $36 some odd thousand or maybe $50,000 a year. I'm not sure what the actual number is, but you might, depending on what their spending need is.
Right,
they're going to have Social Security at age 70.
Sure.
Right, for both of them, so that's going to be a big number.
Yep.
And then they have RMDs at age 72.
Yeah, which right now at $1 million plus growth could be $1.5 million. It could be 60 grand.
Yes, 40 to 60 grand
Right.
on top of your Social Security. And then where's that going to put you from a tax perspective?
Right.
So that's the calculation that you have to look out for.
Sure.
And then the added IRMAA. So here's the easiest way is that the added IRMAA tax or the payment,
Premium you got to pay.
premium, just add that into the tax. And so you're looking at like an effective tax, right?
Right.
So, hey, I have to pay this extra $600. So just calculate that as that's an added tax, right? And then look at what your effective rate is there versus what you feel that your effective rate is going to be when you take RMDs.
Right.
And even with the added IRMAA tax on it or added IRMAA premium, if it's still lower than where you're going to be at RMD, it's going to make sense to do it. And that's going to help you gauge on how much that you convert. Would you
Right.
agree with that?
Completely agree with that. So you just treat it like an extra tax. And that IRMAA, it's a 1-year thing, right? And it's a 2-year look back. So it means in 2 years from now, you might have to pay a little bit higher Medicare, but you just figure that. So, and if you do an extra $50,000 and it's a $600 tax, that's like 3%, right? So your tax rate plus 3% in that quick, easy example.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.